B.Y.C. Crochet. My name is Brenda and this is my Yarny Cave. For those of you who are returning subscribers, thank you so much for your continual support. If you are new or just stumbling by, give me a chance. Have a chat with us. We're going to go over some new yarns that I've received while I was on vacation. As you can tell, I'm a little crispy. We just got back from our beach front camping, and I'll try to add a clip at the end so you guys can see where we were at. Beautiful location here in Florida, Flagler Beach, campsite called Beverly Beach Camp. They have multiple, they have different campsites. We usually camp right in front of the water, and we try to go every year for our anniversary. This time we took the dogs, so I'll add a clip towards the end so that you guys can see where we stayed. If you hear the squeaky, that's Kona playing with the ball that she was gifted by a resident of the area. We've run into her a couple times already in our trips there, and she lives near the campsite, and she always walks around with toys for the dogs and toys for kids. And when she runs across, so she's an elderly lady that I guess she walks the beach every day, and she has carries a bag with like pails for playing in the sand, toys for the kids, toys for dogs, and that kind of thing. And whenever she comes across a dog or a child playing in the sand, she'll go ahead and gift them a little something. So really sweet lady. We've ran into her a couple times in times that we've been visiting Beverly Beach Camp, and she's a really a pleasant person, and just really kind-hearted, and she just loves kids and she loves dogs. Especially, I think she loves dogs more than kids, but she enjoys them both. So while we were at the beach, I received all these orders. I actually have forgotten I had placed this one here in the bottom, which is from Premier Yarns. This is Premier Yarns, this is Wool Warehouse, and this is an Etsy vendor that I ordered some hand-dyed yarns, and it is coming from Germany. I'll show you the blanket I made for Boggy. I'll show you what I am currently working on for Boggy as well. Boggy Creek campsite. They're still not collecting blankets. They won't be collecting till August, but that's what my channel is all about. We talk about yarn, we talk about crochet, we talk about what's on my hook, what things I have made, and also we talk a little bit about woodwork, because my husband does some woodwork, and in fact he actually started playing with inscribing in tile, and he just made this for me just before we went on vacation. And look how cool it is, guys. It is a tile. What do you think? Pretty cool. It is a tile. B.Y.C. Crochet. Pretty neat, right? I'm telling you, my husband is super handy, very smart. If he doesn't know something and he wants to do it, he will research it to death until he figures out how to do it. So let me grab some scissors and we will start going over some of that yarn. Okay? Give me a second. Okay, so before we get started with bagging, how about we go over some of my finished items. Kona, go lay down, mama. Go. She'll go away and go lay down. So I've made this blanket for Boggy. It's a Boggy blanket. It is a pattern, I'm not sure what it's called, but it is granny clusters at an angle, and then some double crochets, and it just goes around. And I finished it with a little bit of a scalloped very slightly scalloped edges. I didn't want it to be too bold. I like things a little bit plainer, and it's probably the perfect size for Boggy. I do still have to sew in my end, but it is complete, and it is a beautiful yarn. It's actually an acrylic yarn, which I normally don't use, but it is a yarn by Ice Yarn called Remini. And sorry guys, this is the colorway. It is a yarn that is 100% acrylic. It's a number 2. I don't know that they still sell this. It's called Rimini Color, and it's a yarn that is, although it's acrylic, it's made to look and feel like cotton, and it really does feel and look like cotton. In fact, while I was working, sorry, let me just take care of this. While I was working with it, I kept looking at the yarn because it was, you know, I work with mainly cotton. I kept saying, this is definitely cotton, but it isn't. It says it's acrylic, and when I pulled up a little bit more specs on the yarn, I understood why it felt the way it did. They did make this yarn in a way that it looks and feels like cotton. It's very pretty. I like the colorway. The lighting is a little bit off, so there you go. This is exactly what it looks like. This is the exact colorway. And there's your stitch. It's really busy yarn, and the stitch, although a little bit, it's not a super plain stitch, but it's not a really busy stitch, but definitely I think it is a kind of a busy blanket, but I do still like the way it came out. So that's that. I completed this pattern, and this was a paid for pattern by, it's called the Summer Breeze Tank. And I think, I'm not sure if her name is Crochet Pattern by Cactus and Lace Science. This is the top. It is, the pattern calls for worsted weight cotton, and they used I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby, which is the same one that I used. I went up a size to a 2XL just in case, because it didn't look like it was going to be, it looked like it was going to run small from the picture, but it ended up being too big for me. But I do like the way it came out. I do need to fix one of the arms, because I noticed that one of the arms, I sewed it together I grabbed a couple more stitches to close it up in one side and the other, so I just have to fix, and it's not much, it may be an inch at the most, so I need to go back and kind of fix that. And aside from that, it's complete. It is made to have the back a little bit longer than the front. I did wash it and dry it in hopes of shrinking it. Well, this is not right on the, okay, there we go. It's supposed to be a little bit longer in the back. I think if I were to recreate this, I would not use a worsted. I would probably use a DK, potentially a sport weight, and go from there. So only because it is a little bit sorry guys, it is a little bit heavy. I love this yarn, I love this cotton. It is for worsted weight, and I do still feel that it's a little bit heavy for summer wear. Now, I am a tight crocheter, and that may be why it looks so much closer and tighter than potentially the sample here in the picture, but because I am a tight crocheter, I am going to give myself some grace and we do it with a number 2 yarn, or even a DK weight yarn. But I do like the pattern. It came together very, very quick, but I would probably do the 2XL again, but with a thinner yarn. I think with the thinner yarn, it would probably fit perfect. And it'll feel probably better because, like I said, it is quite heavy. Even though it's big on me, it is quite heavy. But a beautiful pattern nonetheless. So we'll just stick that over here for now. What is on my hook? I am working on another boggy blanket. And this is also an ice yarn. It is their a sale cake. So this was on sale. I don't know what it's called, but it's 90% cotton, 10% metallic lurex. I'll take this one out of the bag. I do have more down here. See all that? That's all the same. I don't know why I have so much, if it was really on sale and I just went to town, but I do like it. It's really pretty, and it is working up really, really nice. I am kind of controlling it a little bit because I don't know if part of the problem that the reason it was on sale is because the colors are not exactly the same in each ball. I mean, I don't care that it starts and ends differently, but I do care that the colors are all the same length. So I'm kind of color controlling now a little bit for as the item grows. And it is just a granny blanket. It is the size number 3, so of course the granny stitches are much smaller than you would see. And what I did is, instead of doing a square, it is kind of like a little bit of elongated square. As you can see, let me see if I can show you the center. So we have, where is my center? You can't hardly see it. So the center, you have one, and then I have 2 on the sides. And I did that to give it a little bit of elongated pattern so that it wouldn't be completely square. There you go. So you have one, and then you have 2 on the side, 2 on the side, and it's, instead of being completely square, it's basically is a very short rectangle is what it's coming out to be, and that is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And here's the colorway. I just have to sew in this center, finish it off, and because it is a number 3 yarn, it's taking a little bit longer than you would otherwise, but I'm very pleased with it thus far. This is my 3rd cake, well, almost my 3rd cake, because like I said, I've been manipulating a little bit. So the colors, I've been kind of controlling it a little bit. So there are some colors from some of the other cakes that I cut out because it was doubling. The colorway within the cake doubled twice, and then it skipped some colors altogether. So let me see what color I want. I'll be right back, guys. I had to give her a treat so I can take this away from her. Did you see how little these balls are? So these were the 2 balls that she was gifted by the lady at the beach. So what happens is that not only do they squeak, but they fall under the sofa, and then once it rolls under the sofa, she starts barking that she wants me to go get it for her. And I don't mind getting it, but they go under the sofa all the time. So that is what is currently on my hook. What else? Oh, I also was working on I love this cotton, and I was making some scrunchies. This is the colorway that I was using. It is called, it doesn't have a colorway. It just says, I have the band here somewhere. It just said, no, periwinkle is the one for the sweater. It just said blue, teal, or teal, pink, and orange, something like that. It wasn't an actual color, but this is the colorway. It is, and I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby. It came from the clearance. I got plenty of that, and I decided to make some scrunchies. These are a little bit different than what I've been seeing out there. I got this pattern from, it's a combination of two patterns that I saw on YouTube. What I don't like about it is I want it in cotton because I want to be able to kind of wash it, and you know, I usually wash my scrunchies, like I'll use them for a day or two, and then I'll put them in a garment bag, and then once they're all used up, I put it in the washer and I wash my scrunchies. But I wanted to do it in cotton so they would be able to be laundered. But the cotton yarn, I love this cotton, is kind of fuzzy. I can't really tell in the picture, in the video, but it is a little bit of a fuzzy yarn after you start handling it. I still haven't laundered it, so I'll see what it looks like when it gets laundered. But I was working on those. I gotta tie in the ends. And the ponytail that I'm using is this rubberized ponytail. It is like a rubber, and it's really stretchy. I don't know how well it will hold up, but it does really well gripping the yarn, so that's a good thing. I just don't know how well it's going to last. It's very stretchy, so we'll see. I got some of the other ones here, but they are, I got them, where did I get them, at the dollar? I think I got them at Dollar Tree. No, Dollar General, but they were $1. But they're the ones that are glued, and I find that those a lot of times will snap, especially if you're like me and you have really a lot of hair or thick hair and you're pulling your ponytail tight, it tends to snap. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, so this is another finished item, semi-finished. I'll probably be tying up all those ends today. Just have the three from here and the one for that blanket, for the boggy blanket. So I'll probably do that tonight while I watch my videos, the YouTube videos or the lives. Okay, so now let's dig into those. What do you say? I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I do hope that you stick around with me and give me a thumbs. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel, put out some more content, and I understand that the thummies is what makes the algorithm push your videos, and if you would give me a thumbie, that would be greatly appreciated. If you want to subscribe as well, that would be awesome. So this package came from, it's called Lake House Mood, and it is coming from Germany. I will tell you the name of the town, but I don't want to kill it. And I can't show you because it has my address on there. So it says, "Dear Brenda, enjoy the yarn. I included an extra. Extra is a little more yellow. Dear Brenda, enjoy the yarn. I included extra is a little more yellow. All the best, Cat." And it's a little notepad, actually. It's a little notepad. It's pretty neat. So that's the name of the Etsy shop. Lake House Mood. It really didn't take that long, and I'll show you here. This is her card. Beautiful card. So it's Lake House Mood. www.lakehousemood.de. Instagram and Etsy and Ravelry is at Lake House Mood. So if you guys want to check her out, if you like what I'm receiving, and then you check her out and see if you find something you like. I love her colorways. She's got some really bright and beautiful colorways, and it really spoke to me. So I don't order a lot of hand-dyed yarn, only because a lot of it is wool, and although I understand that wool can be a little bit on the cool side, or it's, some people say that it is it can be cooler than cotton in the summertime. I believe it, but also the ease of care that cotton has versus what wool has is, to me, a little bit easier and less stressful when it comes to laundering. But I will show you. This is I don't know what this means. It's 50% one wool, 50% on another. It's a superwash, number 4. But I'll put it here so you guys can see what it says. It's a 50 gram, 110 meters. And this is the colorway. I'll show you all 5 skeins that I got. No. So here we go. This is the first one. Beautiful, right? This is the second one. I think it's so beautiful. Bueno, no. Stop. Look at that. And I'm hoping to use this to make myself a top of some kind. Maybe I can use this to do the tank top again, and instead of using the designated hook, I can go up a hook size so that it's a little bit more opened up. So yeah, what do you guys think? This is not for you. Get down. Beautiful. So thank you so much, Lake House Mood. I'm sorry, guys. Lake House Mood. Once again, this is the information for this yarn if you are interested. And look how gorgeous that is. Can you really see? There you go. I love the fact that they're all the same but different. Love it. Anyway, so this is my first order. What is it you want? Oh, she knows where the balls are. So I'm going to put them in this bag that I received the other day with some stuff that I ordered. just to kind of keep them out of the, away from dogs, away from dust. Okay, so that was the first thing. I'm going to give you one of the balls, but you have to go play with it over there. Here. Okay. There she goes. So how about we open some Kissimmee yarn? If you're interested in that sign, it's not holding if it's yarn. My husband made that for me. So let me move this over. Ottoman with the crochet cover. It's very handy. And this is some chunky yarn that I ordered also to do some body blankets. And they're all the same, only just two different colorways. We got the Cotton Fair Bulky Prints, which is 58% cotton, 48% acrylic. This I bought strictly for body blankets. It was on sale. Let me go ahead and open one so I can share with you guys. I'm trying to really work on body blankets through the year this year. Instead of trying to, Kona, stop. Instead of trying to, good night, go. So this is the first colorway. It is called Sunrise. And it is a bulky 5 Cotton Fair Bulky Prints. It's a beautiful colorway. It does have just 130 yards per skein, which is the reason why I bought 12 of each. And it was a sale on the pack. I think I want to say it was $12 a pack. Maybe it's not so much of a sale, but hold on, stop. So, but then I got this one, Sunrise, and then the other one I got is called Waves. And it is in blues. Hey, stop. It is in blues, same specs. Again, 52 cotton, 48 acrylic, 130 yards, tested and approved against 350 harmful substances. It is a bulky 5. It calls for a 6.5 millimeter hook. It is washable, lay flat to dry, and it tells you how to get it started. So, there it is. Beautiful colorway. So, I have here basically enough to make 2 buggy blankets. I'm looking forward to working with this. I've never worked with this yarn before, so I'm looking forward to working with this. So, that's that. That's all of it right there. It's just the 2. The 2 colorways are enough for, hopefully, enough for a blanket. We'll see once I get started with it if it's going to be enough, or if I have to order more, or if I have to change my idea. And finally, we have some wool warehouse. I did also order. You guys know that Crystal from Bag a Day showed some bamboo yarn that Joanne's brought out, and she did even a little bit of a test on the yarn. I was one of those guilty parties that went in and I ordered 4 of 3 different colorways. You guys know that that's what I use. I use a lot of cotton and bamboo, viscose. Those are the kinds of yarns that I use. I don't normally order bulky yarn like I just did there, but those are for buggy blankets, so that's the reason why. Gonna stop. Thinking that it would grow quickly. So But then I also ordered from Wool Warehouse, and this is similar to another yarn that I had ordered. And I paid for all of this $54.99 in euros. You can convert that, but it's ended up being a really good deal for the amount of yarn that I ordered. And I think the shipping wasn't expensive. It was, I ordered just regular Royal Mail. I didn't request anything really expedited, and it did take a couple weeks for it to get here, maybe a little longer than a couple of weeks, but I had no rush, so I was fine with that. And I think the shipping may have been like $12 or $14, so it wasn't bad at all. It's a pretty big bag, and let's go into it and see what we have here. We have Daydreamer Yarnsmith Daydreamer Aran. It doesn't have a colorway, just a shade, and this is the shade number. This is the yarn, and this is very reminiscent to Cotton Neck Ice Yarns, which is no longer available, and another yarn that I bought from another company that also is no longer available. I really like it. It is 70% acrylic, 30% cotton, perfect for blankets, beautiful colorways. Again, these are colorways, yarns that I'm gonna be using for body blankets. I hope to be able to get them all done. It is 246 yards. It calls for a 5mm crochet hook. So this is the first one. I'll bring this box over so I can put them in there. This is the first one. Like I said, it doesn't have a colorway, but it's got a shade number if you're interested. And this came from the Wool Warehouse. This is the name of the yarn in case you want to check it out. Beautiful. This is the other one. It's a little bit different. This is a little bit more, colorful, in like jewel tones. Well, not so much jewel tone, more rainbowy. This is also rainbowy, but it's more like neutrals. Like these colors here is like a mauve. This is like a rust. This is like a sunflower yellow. This is more purple, pink, orange, yellow, lime, teal. So they're similar colors, but this one is a little bit more, I would call it a little bit more masculine, or a little bit more grown up. This is the shade. This is shade 1C001. This one is 1C004. So similar but different. And I got, of the first one, I got 004. I got 1, 2, 004, 3, 004, 4, 001. It looks like I got 5 of each. 001. Yeah, so I got 5 of each. So basically just enough for like a blanket for each colorway. Once again, this is my yarn stash for blankets. And then I also got, and this is something very, very comparable to Karen Cakes. I don't remember the name. But I got it because even though it's similar to Karen Cakes, the price point, for instance, for those 5. For each one of those, I paid, for 5 of them, it was $13 in euros. 13 euros for 5. For these, 2 of these were $12, so $6 a cake. So the price point with the conversion was cheaper than the carrot cake, and the specs are the same. This is 67 cotton, 33 acrylic, 476 yards. It is machine washable and tumble dryable. It calls for a 4mm crochet hook. Buena, good night. Good night. And this is again Yarnsmith Pebble Haze Prince DK. Beautiful colorway. It doesn't have a color, but I'll give you the shade. Very reminiscent of the carrot cakes. I'm not sure of the name, something cotton, but so we got 2 of those. So even though it came from across the pond, I actually feel that I got a better deal by ordering from across the pond than if I would have ordered through Michael's. And this is the same. This is the shade right here, and this is the colorway. And I know that you guys have seen this also at Michael's. So beautiful. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make with this yet. I got enough to potentially make a sweater, a crop sweater. I do make a lot of those. MJ's Off the Hook has this beautiful sweater that I've made, and I just alter the sleeve to make it like 3/4 length sleeves. And this should be enough for it. So that's what this may end up being. So also I want to remind you that in my last video that I put out, there is a hidden surprise. If you're watching this video and you're still watching, there's a hidden surprise for an O-Fire hook and some Karen coconut cakes that I'm going to be gifting. I don't know what I'm going to be throwing, so you still have time. If you're watching this, you still have time. I think I'm going to wait probably a couple more weeks. I just want to give everybody an opportunity to participate. That video didn't get a lot of views, so like I said, if you guys can give me a thummies, if you want to share it, that would be great. I'm trying to get my videos more exposure, but I would really truly appreciate it. Let's see, what else do I have for you guys. I think that is it. I think that is plenty. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little clip of our trip to the beach. Once again, my name is Brenda. I thank you for spending a little bit of time with me. If you enjoy what you're seeing or what you're going to see, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, notification bell. Kona, stop. Good night. The notification bell, and give me a thummies, please. Let's see if we can get these videos moving a little bit, and see if we can grow this channel. I thank you so much if you are willing to help me, and if it's not your thing, I still appreciate you being here and watching me. But thank you so much. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having a wonderful morning, noon, night, evening from the Yarny Cake. Peace. Don't go just yet. I'm gonna put in a video of a little vacation. Enjoy, and I will see you soon. Bye. God bless.